center in your location, your city, where people that really wanted to get back on their feet had a place to go, had access to a computer for much longer than 2 hours at a time. They were online, working for an employer, monitored, mentored, given humane treatment. And you know what? This is a humanitarian crisis, folks. I don't know how nobody thinks about that as being the case, but this really is a humanitarian crisis. Think about this for a minute. What would it be like if your day and your night was so insecure that you didn't know where you were going to be able to sleep? That you didn't know that if you were sleeping on the sidewalk, you'd wake up the next morning, not murdered or kidnapped or taken away, or your stuff was taken away. What would it look? How would you feel if you did not know where you were going to lay your head, how you were even going to shower, how you were going to clean your clothes, where your kids were going to sleep, how you were going to eat, how your kids were going to eat? Does anybody listening to me understand the real seriousness of this matter? I sure hope so, because folks, at one point in time, it could be you. It could be you out on the street, homeless, at the mercy of people's kindness. They could be treating you like you were a ghost, that you were not even there when you were there. That's a horrible way to live, guys and gals. That's a horrible way to live. Well, Onward and Upward is trying to do its best to help people not have to live like that. In fact, 16-year Navy veteran was our first in Madison, Wisconsin to get a full-time job 5 days after we opened our doors. Just 5 days. In fact, I have a job seeking, finding, and getting program that is so powerful that, first of all, in every community class that I gave, at least one person got a job interview scheduled before everybody left. Not a lie, real truth. In fact, someone crunched my numbers for me. 93% of those that I spoke to got interviewed. 87% got hired. No joke. This is the truth. And then when I called them back, truthfully, I hadn't called them back after 2020, but when I called them back between 2014 and 2019, 85% were still in their hired position. So this is real. And we have a crisis on our hands, guys. And I don't know, I just don't get it. Why we're not all working together to solve this crisis. Oh, there's a lot of lip service to homeless prevention, homeless serviceness, homeless this and homeless that. And I'm sorry to say, but I just don't see it being done. Maybe in a little bit, you know what? If you happen to live in a place where this is being done, would you please instant message us? Facebook, I don't know where we're streaming. I don't understand the streaming stuff anyway, but if you're happy to see and hear what it is that I'm saying right now, let me know. I want to celebrate. I want to celebrate that there are other places that are doing what they can to help people that are in positions where they don't know where they're going to lay their head at night, or shower, or eat, or feed themselves or their kids, or wash their clothes. Or they're living in such conditions, like living in a tent, not knowing what tomorrow is going to hold for them. Come on, if there's places that are doing like what we're doing, I want to know about it. I want to celebrate with them. I've learned that there are a few places that are in the United States that are trying to do their part, and they're going to band together with Onward and Upward so that we can strengthen them and they can strengthen us. That's what it's going to take, guys. That's what it's going to take. So I don't know what more to say except that we're looking for donations, for volunteers, and for sponsors so that we can continue this great work. And if you're interested in helping in any way, let us know. if you are helping those that are homeless, I really want to know, because I want to throw a party for you with us. And I want to strengthen your mission or whatever it is that you're doing. And hopefully you're going to want to strengthen mine. Together we can do something to help these people that one day, God forbid, but could be you. Now I could say it could be me, but that would make 3 times. Yeah, you heard me right. I have been in that position 2 times in my life, and it's not fun. Not fun. It's very dark and it's very scary. And I'm so glad that I was able to find my way out, not once, but twice. Now, somebody might say, well, why twice? Did you kind of like not learn your lesson? No, it was life circumstances that made my world get turned upside down. Does that sound familiar? Life circumstances that made my world, made their world get turned upside down. The 16-year Navy veteran, by the way, that got that job full-time after 5 days of being open, $18.50 an hour. He was homeless 2 years before he entered our community online work center. And in 5 days, he got a full-time job. Now, here's the rest of the story. When he was on naval duty, shore duty, he stepped on an explosive device. In the military, we call it an IUD. But the explosive device, he lost his life. No, he lost his legs. Imagine walking the planet with no legs, but the titanium legs. And he was the first to get an $18.50 per hour full-time job. And 3 days into his onboarding, his brother called and gave him a bus ticket and said, come home. And it turns out that this Navy veteran had served our country for 16 years, self-medicated himself because his world was turned upside down and he had no way of knowing how it was going to get right side back up. Self-medicated, drugs and alcohol, found himself homeless and was ashamed to face his family. Now, 2 years later, he's got an $18.50 per hour job, 40 hours a week, working as a computer technician at a help desk kind of call center kind of deal. And he's feeling more proud of himself that now he can go back and face his family and be with his family. And you know what? He was 1 out of the 17 that graduated from our program. But guess what happened to all 17? They too were all reunited with their family. Mothers were reunited with daughters. Daughters reunited with mothers. Fathers reunited with their sons and daughters. Husbands and wives put back together again in a family. All of that because we did our part. So now I invite you to do your part. If you are taking care of people, I want to know about it. If you would like to join us taking care of people, join us.